Good morning, I'm Brooke. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm going to start my makeup for the day, which means I've already done my skincare prep. I've put my Sun By Me sunscreen on. I just applied a tiny bit, maybe more than a tiny bit of Aquaphor under my eyes. I had to wipe a little bit off. That helps so that when you're putting your makeup, it doesn't settle into the creases, and I don't have too many creases right now. I do have bruising from when I had my rhinoplasty less than 3 months ago. So let me just put my makeup on real quickly. I'm gonna start with foundation today. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, so I'm 47. Let's get that out into the open. Oh, and let's do this. I was scooting back because I did not want to spray my mirror and get it all covered. And then we're going to spray my beauty blender. And I'm just going to apply the tiniest bit. You see how much that is? The tiniest bit of foundation. Because I am just going to run a couple small errands. I'm going to try to walk a little bit at the gym. I don't want to be too made up when I go to the gym, although what other people think is none of my business. See how that went a long way? That's because my skin is properly moisturized. It really matches well because I don't get out in the sun too often, and when I do, I use sunscreen. I don't lay out at the pool anymore, even though I live in Vegas and have a pool. If I did, I'd be in the cabana. I would have a hat covering me. I'd have sunscreen. I'd reapply, and I'd go back in. But this last summer, I really was not in the sun. I wasn't trying to have it because I have reversed too much of my skin damage and issues to just ruin it all in a day. Okay. A little bit of concealer goes a long way. Sometimes I apply this first, and that's because I can get away with only wearing concealer. I buy one that's close to my skin color for days that I just want a tiny little bit of concealer. Okay, so let's blend that in. I don't do it here and then over there. Again, I'm moisturized enough that I could tap it in over here and then take what I'm doing and just apply a little right there. And then I get a little bit of either rosacea and or could be from the new chemical peel things I'm using. Now, it's not like a chemical peel where my skin actually peels. It's called a peel, but it just exfoliates the top layer. I haven't noticed any like peeling or shedding or any skin coming off. I just notice a little more redness in my cheeks. And the reason I bought it, not only for the benefits of it helping that top layer of your skin to slough off, it said on the package that it helps with spider veins. And I've had 3 treatments now on my spider veins, and one of them was so expensive, so painful. I numbed first. I paid a few $100s to try to remove. I had a cluster of spider veins. Have had, okay, it's either I have them or I had them. I have them, but let me get to the rest of the situation why I'm saying had. But I've tried this new product twice, and the peel that I'm telling you about, I found it at Marshall's, and I've noticed already this morning I looked and they were like faded. That's why I said I had. I still have them. They're very light. They're there, but that came out pretty strong. They're fading today, okay? And I paid $5 for that, and I still have a lot of the wipes left. It's like a wipe that you just like open it up. It comes in a little square. You open it up, you wipe it on your face after you've cleaned your face. And I do it after I've cleaned it and toned it, and then you put your moisturizer and other products that you use like after the peel. So the peel is like in between the cleansing and the toning and moisturizing. So like cleanser, toner, peel, other products, and moisturizer. And already in 2 times from just taking a wipe and wiping my face, those spider veins have diminished dramatically. When I did the first treatment, like I said, I got numbed. I was in excruciating pain. I could hardly take it. I left with a really bad migraine. And my skin was all, they were magenta. It looked like a magenta tree on both sides of my face. I showed my friend. My friend said, yuck. Yeah, no tenderness to it. Like, it'll be okay. It was like, is that going to stay like that? You need to sue her. And it stayed for over a month. And went back to just being the same way it was and maybe even worse. And I told her, and she said, oh, sometimes it takes 2 treatments. When would you like to come back in? And I think she was going to charge me again. And even if she wasn't, it was so painful, and I wasn't going to go through another month of looking like that. I looked like I had been poisoned. I looked like a monster. There is no way I was going to do it again, especially if it wasn't going to bring me results. I mean, I'll do a lot if it brings results, but there was no way I was going to sit through that again. But either way, since I've been doing that peel, I've noticed more redness right here in that area. My skin will get used to it. I'm just going to use them less often. It has a lot of acid in it, so that's the problem. Okay, let's contour my nose. I was never able to contour my nose before. My nose was larger. I don't think I'm using the brush I want to use. I'll use this one. My nose was larger, had a downward slope, it had a hump. Like, I did not want to draw attention to any of that. And I would try to contour my nose, but it just didn't work for me. So this is new, that I can actually try to contour my nose. This isn't the brush that I want to use though. I'm going to use a different one. So for a month now, that's the only experience I have with trying to contour my nose. I'm learning right along in front of this camera, and yes, everybody does it a different way. You have to be really careful, I do know this much, to make the lines straight. Otherwise it can make your nose look crooked. Pretty good for somebody who doesn't really know what she's doing. I'm doing this in the dark as well. I'm sensitive to lights. I do have photosensitive epilepsy, which is where flashing lights can really bother you. Okay, I made it darker. I don't want it curved. All right, that's a little better. We will work with that. Okay, and now I'm going to put a crescent right here. I can do a little sharper, like triangle crescent, not a point, but like this, or I can round it out even more. Depends on the shape that I want. I kind of want a little bit of a peak, but not too sharp. And I don't want to touch those other 2 lines. Okay, and then I'm going to do the under the nose. And blend that. Okay, there she is. It kind of looks like a pig nose now. It won't look like when I'm done. Well, that's the plan. So we're going to blend that in. You're going to notice that the products and the way I do my contour is going to change with time because I'm just learning. Any tips you have for me, feel free to tell me in the comments. Don't chew me up. Don't like, what the heck is she doing? It's because I'm new to this. But I'm sharing what I do for now, and you could decide whether it looks good, it doesn't. Some of these tricks I've been doing for a long time. Some of my makeup skills I've been doing for a long time. Some have been refined because of my age. I used to do my skincare differently when I was younger. Okay, we're getting there. As I've aged, I've had to change how I do my makeup. And now I could do it a lot softer now that I've had my nose done, because I'm not so insecure about it. First of all, I could contour my nose. Second of all, okay, isn't that better? Blend it. This is a little dark, but it's not that dark in real life. It's just the camera. So I don't want to mess that up. I want that there. Okay. We're going to set with setting powder. I just ordered a pink one because the yellow one isn't exactly the right one for me. But that's okay. It still works. It still does the trick. Okay, what was I last saying? Oh, I've been changing how I do my makeup. And that I use less makeup now because my nose is smaller. So before I would try to draw more attention to my eyes or my mouth. And now I don't mind drawing attention to the nose at all. Okay, I put a little powder in my eyebrows so my eyebrow pencil can stick. I'm one of those people that overplucked their eyebrows when they were younger. I was born in 77, although I've already told you my age. Now you know. Growing up, class of 95, we plucked our eyebrows. At least those of us that didn't know how much we were going to need them down the road. This is my first time trying, well, second time trying this powder puff. I do like the last ones I was using. This looks like it's going to make a harsh line. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend that out with my brush. First of all, I'm going to not let it sit too long. I'm going to go ahead and swipe that. And no, I don't contour my jaw at this point. Okay, I'm going to brush it off everywhere that I just put it. I don't want it to sit too long. I like a dewy look, but where that harsh line is, let me get a little, this brush is softer than this one, so it's not going to do what I want it to do. This one's a little more firm. So now I'm going to go where that harsh line is and take circles to kind of blend it, because I don't want it like dewy and then a harsh line of matte. So we want to blend that line out. Okay, I'm really liking what the Aquaphor did under my eye. I'm liking the contour of my nose. And now a very important part is eyebrows. Okay, I'm going to take you over here. You see I dump the contents of one bag. This is my first step. Okay, so minus the brushes. I'll put those back. And then, so this is my first step, but I do need to end with this, and then I put those away, and then I go with the next bag of products, and I dump those out. So if I was to dump everything out, it would be more difficult to find the products that I need. I'd be digging a lot longer. But what I get to do now, and I even put the Aquaphor and sunscreen in that bag and this. Okay, so it's a little crowded, but my foundation, my concealer, my powder, my blush, all those first step things go into this bag. And then my, oh, I think I said my contour too. I might not have. Okay, so all of that goes in there, not the beauty blenders. I do like to wash my brushes, beauty blenders, puffs, those kind of things frequently. Okay, so now I'm going to dump the contents of this bag out there. I'll just show you what kind of things are in here. Eyeshadow, more eyeshadow, my favorite eyeshadow. I'll show you that in a little bit. The eyelash curler glue, more eyeshadow, and there's my eyebrow pencil, some eyelash glue, mascara. This is all my eye stuff. So eye stuff is what I consider the second half. Skin stuff is the first half. This is my second half. Okay, eyebrows. This one goes up further. The hair goes up further. You can't see, a lot of them are blonde. It's good that you can't see the blonde ones. This one is lower. It has a different shape. It has less attitude. The hair goes lower down here. The hair goes higher up here. If I was to follow that pattern, I would have two different eyebrows. It would look like this by the time I follow the pattern. So what I'm going to do is the reverse. I'm going to draw more hairs up here. I'm going to draw more hairs down here. It's going to even them out. Not to make it perfectly. I still want to follow my eyebrow pattern a little bit because no two eyebrows and sides of the face are supposed to be completely symmetrical. We do want, you know, our eyes in a line. I mean, hey, we get what we're born with and what we can work with and what we could pay a doctor to do. But, yeah, like not everybody has perfectly symmetrical faces on both sides. So I just drew under where my hairline would be, so I'm making fake hairs there. And let me go ahead and do the other side. Normally I finish an eyebrow. I'm going to start doing a little bit on this eyebrow and then a little on that one to match it. Sorry to wipe my mirror with my elbow. Okay, that way if you make any mistakes, you can fix it quicker. I'm not going to call this a mistake, but I just want that a little higher. I want to follow what I'm already doing over here. Okay, I'm creating little hairs up and down on both sides right here, and then I start to change the pattern and direction of the hairs. But for now, I did hair strokes here, hair strokes here. These probably need to be a little higher to match this side now. And now I'm going to go underneath and carve out that where I want that hairline to be and where I want it to end. So let's see how these look a little higher. That could just be because this part's not filled in yet. So let me fill in a little bit and see how it's looking. Okay, they seem about the same height. So we're just going to rock and roll with it. Now I'm going to go back to this eyebrow. Give it a good tail. Hair strokes, hair strokes. You could just color it in. It's not going to look as natural. Yes, um, my eyebrows do not look natural because clearly I'm using a pencil, but I'm okay with that. It looks, to me, it looks better than having the eyebrow situation I have going on. I just try to make hair strokes instead of just completely coloring it in so that I have little gaps. On camera it might look completely colored in, but in person people will see intentional gaps in between the hair strokes. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, now going back the other direction to go up and down hair strokes here. Yes. And then the other side. I'm going to keep watching what I'm doing to make sure I don't go too off of the other one. But I'm okay with them looking like sisters, and I'm okay with them even looking like cousins. Not distant cousins, not neighbors, not best friends, but close enough. Okay, on this side, because of the lighting, things look darker. I just need to make sure it is a little darker. Let's put a few more hair strokes. Again, I don't want to totally color it in. But okay, eyeshadow is next. My favorite eyeshadow palette, that tiny little palette from Maybelline. I am a drugstore queen. I'm the type of person that never liked to spend a lot of money on myself. First of all, I'm a thrifty shopper, and then I had kids. I was a single mom, didn't have child support, so I learned what kind of drugstore products worked best for me. Okay, so this is the Maybelline, and they're all pretty neutral. I mean, okay, so this one's warm. This is a neutral, a neutral, a neutral, a neutral with a little hint of warm, and this is a white, but these are like neutral colors pretty much, except they're tans, browns, and white. Okay, so I like this range. You can see which ones I use the most. I start with this one. A lot of people start with the light. I will get to that one. I start with this, and I'll show you why. So I take it where the crease is. I'm using this brush that rounds on one side and is straight on the other. I want to put a little crease in there and not go too far over. Just this half of my eye. And then with that rounded part, go in a little bit. Make that crease. And then I'm going to do this in my mirror. I do want to go up a little bit onto that brow bone. I sure have some puffy, large eyebrow bones. See how I went up onto there? I'm going to leave some room for some of the white and the lighter color to blend it. I'm already noticing this puffiness right here, and that's because I ran out of an eye product. So let's match this other side and do the same thing. And for just 2 days I haven't had it, and I've been sticking with another one. The other one does work well, and I was going to try to get away with just using just that one product, the one eye product, but they do work better together. I'm already seeing some slippage of that skin, so I'm just going to go ahead and order it. It is the product that runs out the quickest for me, and it also is the most expensive product that I order, but it is the one that I need the most. That so far works better than the other eye products I have tried. Okay, so we're up on that brow bone. Up on that brow bone, we will camouflage that. For now, it is okay. I'm going over a little further because that's what I'm trying to do to camouflage that. I'm tucking that into that crease. Okay. Now I'm going to take my finger, do it however you want. I just tap a tiny bit right under the arch of both eyebrows, just one little dot. Sometimes I do a different step first, but you could do it either way. So I'm showing you in both videos that either way will work. Okay, see what I've done there? And also I'm gonna take this lighter color, or I could use this one. Normally I just use the back of that same brush that I just used. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and show you what I normally do. And now I'm gonna blend these two colors, this darker one and this white one. Because that white is right there in that arch, it's not gonna get lost. And then I'm gonna take that like that. Okay, and because that original color, that was the medium color, is on that side, if I've taken away too much, I just flip it around instead of having to pick up another brush. And there she is, she's blended. See the difference in this one and in that one? Okay, so a little more of that lighter color, not the whiter color, not the medium. Okay, and now I'm going to take it right in between those two colors, start blending that white, a little bit of circleage. I could turn it around, use the tip of which has both colors on it now. Tap a little more color in there if I need it. I really like using the two colors, and basically three, because I put the white with my finger. I do that for control of how much I use. So the light color, the medium color, and the white color with my finger. And now if I want to use a little darker color, say at night, or even right now if I wanted to, I could take a different brush and just put more in the crease, just create a little triangle situation there. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add a little bit of lightness right here. Just a little brightening. Some people start with this. I don't. It doesn't mess up my situation here. And other people put white in the corners. As an aging woman, I tend to avoid that unless it's more of a matte white. This one is. Again, I would use my finger, and after touching my eye, I would want to wash that finger before touching anything else. And I do have a Q-tip here, so I could just tap that in a little bit. Okay, now I've got a little bit of a white situation there. You really can't see it. Okay, there she is. I might need a little bit more on this brow bone. Much better. Okay. Now I do my eyeliner a little differently. I use eyeshadow lately, and so I'm going to stick with the same palette. I used to use this one, and I would take the black from it, the black right here. This palette, there's just too many sparkly ones that I don't use. As an aging woman, sparkling eyeshadows can settle into the creases. My creases have been getting better, but I tend to avoid them still. Okay, so I'm going to create a wing going upwards, and I'm going to create a wing going downwards. The wing upwards will start in the corner. The wing downwards will not go all the way to the corner, and it won't be as long and dramatic as the top. So I will start right here in this corner, and this is the length of the brush, and that's almost the length my wing would be. If I'm starting from the corner, I'm basically stamping that color. Even if I just lifted it, you would see that wing is already there and started just from touching and stamping it. All I have to do is move it just a tiny bit, and it's a little longer, and then I can take it from that corner and now bring it back, and I'm getting that triangle. See how easy that was? Now I'm gonna carve it out and I'm gonna work on it, but just let's keep going. So right where we were doing that triangle, pull it over to the halfway point of your eye, and then from there we will work on defining that. So I will go back to that corner, I will pull up and make a sharper point, I will bring it down the same way I just did, and yes, okay, so it does the wing I want, and when you close your eye it will look like a different shape. It'll have like this step down. Just do not fill that in. Trust the process, especially if you have hooded eyes. Just go with what it looks like when your eye is open. And I could go over a little more. What I'm wanting is for it to end at the middle of my eye, right at the middle of where my eyeball settles. I don't want it too thick. I want it to go thin to thick. Fill in any holes. Okay, one side is done. It was that simple. I'm going to do the other side, and again I'm going to find the corner. I'm just going to push down, which would be my stamp, and then I just go up just a tiny bit. That's where how easy it is. Let's find the stamp. See? And then now we're going to go again, and we're going to go up. There it is. It's that simple. Just like the little, and you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. Stamp and then look, and like once you get good at it, you're just going to put it down and then you're going to pull up a little bit. That's it. I'm just doing this to show you guys. And then you start in that corner and then bring it down to a triangle. This side I did a little too thick, but that's okay. And then over to the halfway point of my eye. I hear my daughter coughing in the background. My daughter has been sick. It's driving me crazy. I can't stand when my kids are sick. Okay, I'm going to do a little cleanup. I probably could do it with my finger, but okay, this side's sharper. This side has a little more curl. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, that's much better. All right, now I'm gonna use a lighter color. Sometimes I use 3 down here. Like I could take the medium again, like I did use this one, and then I'll take this one if I've used that one up here, and then I take that one and I like do this ombre thing where I go the medium color, then a little darker, then a little darker. But because we only used the 2 colors, and because I want to simplify the process today, I'm only going to use one. I'm going to create an underwing, and instead of starting here, I could start here. Depends on your comfortability. And I will show you when I'm done where the wing lands. Okay, so I kind of start right here and I go back and forth a little bit. I want it to go to the halfway point, same place where the top one ended. And don't worry about the thickness. We could always bring that up and clean that up. And then instead of going to this corner and meeting at that corner, I'm going to leave a space. I could do another stamp right there. You see that space there? And I want this because it creates a shadow of the other eyelash. I will fix that. It's just a little choppy. Normally I use my finger, not the beauty blender. I think that's the problem. Okay. She's got an under eye. And let's do the same side. Other side, same thing. Okay, so I start about here. I rock it back and forth. Go to the halfway point, not to the corner, and that's about where I stamp here. Not out far enough. Okay. And you want the curve to go the opposite way. You're not making two curves up. You're making a curve up and a curve down, but you don't want to curve that too far down. You want it to be a subtle curve down. I am going to clean that up right there and make it more like this one. Once the eyelashes are on, it will not matter if it's perfect. Uh-oh. It heard me say it didn't have to be perfect, and it isn't. What did I just touch something? Get something right there? No, it's a shadow. Okay. Alright, so we know where we want this. I'm making it a little too thick. You know what? Good enough, close enough. I'm not going to sit here and fight with my makeup all day. I'm not one of those. Once you have your makeup on, your mascara on, you will see that it camouflages some of your eyeliner issues. This is a primer. I like to start with my first coat just going straight up, and then I start to shimmy and turn. Start rolling the brush so I get everything that's on that brush. Too much on the tip here, but I do want to use the tip for the corners. Shimmy that, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah. Okay, do the other side. I curl after my primer. Okay, again, going straight. Then I do my shimmy, shimmy, roll, which is like a back and forth, and then I roll the brush to get more of the product on the other side. I don't just stick to the one side of the brush. It has product all the way around it. Okay, and let's go to the corner. Now this one has set and dried a little bit. Let's go ahead and curl it. So what I do is I just go close, but not too close to the bottom of it. I don't go in the middle. I don't go super close to the edge and pinch my skin, make it sensitive. Somewhere in between the halfway point and really close to the edge of my eyeline. Okay, and then I clamp it while this thing is close to my cheek, and then I pull it out. If that's too sensitive, unclamp and do it up a little higher. Okay, so the pulling it out gives you more of a curl. The release part of this is really important. I hold it for about 10 seconds. And then when I unclamp, sometimes it can get stuck. So I just let it go, give it a little shimmy to see, and then I go up in the direction when I'm releasing. I don't release down, I don't release straight. I release in the direction of the curl. I could really see the swelling from my nose surgery. They said it'll be like that for at least 6 months. The nose healing takes a full year, but this part will take about at least 6 months. Okay, let's do the other eye. Got distracted. Same thing. I'm going to clamp down with it close to my face, and then I'm going to pull up. Hi, how you doing? Okay, release it, and if it's stuck, give it a little and up in the direction we were curling. Okay, eyeshadows are done. I could put those away. I could put the eye brushes away. Put the mascara away. Leave the glue out while I do the song and dance, whether I'm going to put eyelashes on, even though I'm not going to. Actually, everything is done for the eyes. I can still decide on lashes. Now all that's left is the lippage. Okay, now I'm going to get a lip liner. One seckie. Okay, it's in one of my purses or bags. The one that I want to use, probably at the bottom of my gym bag. This is a lighter color. Oh, I took it and put it in my purse. Okay. It's not light, but it's lighter than the other one I might have worn today. Okie dokie. The only place that I overline is in these quadrants. I don't overline here or here. It just doesn't look as appealing to me. I think it looks a little more natural than overlining the whole thing. Again, this is a loss of pigment, you guys, right there. In case any of you were wondering about it. I can probably get that blushed, like a lip blushing, if it bothered me that much. And I follow my Cupid's bow. See that little tooth there? I need to get some Invisalign for that. I have pretty straight teeth, except for 4 down here, where I didn't use my bottom retainer. And so one tooth sticks up as I'm talking more than the other. You can see it kind of floating around there. That's a little insecurity of mine, not in person. I could care less in person. But on camera, it bothers me. Okay, so even with me lip lining, I still have this little patch there. So I'm going to take this and cover it in. I could even do the triangle thing like this. Try to give myself 2 quadrants. Okay, again, I only overlined right here, not there, and it is a little swoopy. I can blend that a little bit. Just right here. I'm still not going to overline right there, just a little blend. That way I don't have a duck lip. Oops. Kind of want to show you what I'm doing. Okay. And then my lip gloss. Oops. It says Lifter by Maybelline. So you can see I've used Maybelline on a lot of them. And then I've used, oh, this is Maybelline too. This lip combo is brought to you by Maybelline. You know, a lot of their products give me the same result as what I believe others feel. Although I have not ever tried a full face of makeup from Sephora or Ulta and high quality products, but I do know that there are people out there that know how to do dupes, and I'm sure that what I'm using compares to some of the products that cost more. I feel pretty at the end of the day, and let's take my hair down. That's what matters, is that, oh boy, I'll have to rework that out. That when I leave the house, I feel good. I feel just as good as somebody who spent more money on their face products. So if the end result is they feel pretty and I feel pretty, you know, we're both winning. So maybe as I get into this and do more makeup, I will start testing different products and see what kind of products that are in Sephora and Ulta would work on aging skin. And yes, I did just put a hair on the ground. I can't believe I did that. I was pulling it out and a hair came out and I went like that on the ground. And now, because of my OCD, I am going to have to vacuum. Which, you know what, I was going to vacuum anyways, but I can't believe I do that. Sometimes I do things on camera and I'm like, why did I just do that? I would never do that. Okay, never say never. Alrighty, I'm ready for the day. Thank you for getting ready with me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm off to the gym to see how far I can walk today with my disabled booty. No, my booty isn't disabled. I mean, you know, I'm disabled. Was crippled. Had a hip surgery. Am having my tailbone removed, so maybe I do have a disabled booty. And a lot more procedures on the way. We will talk about that another day, but I hope you guys make the most of today. I'm going to try to do the same. Thanks again for being here. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.